Welcome back, everybody! Welcome back! Galaxy Rangers Lightspeed. We're on episode 5. We got basically the same cast, although Mage unfortunately had to leave. But Ducko's still here.
Yes.
So, what is the next match we've got?
No, you're excited for it.
Oh, is it fucking Kenny versus Death?
Kenny versus Death.
Oh, yeah! Alright, I'm debating for Death, and Brandon is debating for Kenny.
I have been on a South Park kick recently, so I haven't seen as much as Max. This is like a little, like a pop quiz on his end, but I've thought of a lot.
It has been very fun to see you get into South Park. I fucking love that show. But alright, Death comes after Kenny, thinking the kid has come back from death too many times. Kenny is sick and tired of dying all the time, so he finally fights back. Will Death find a way to kill Kenny for good? Or will Kenny avoid death one final time? And he also says, I know it looks like one, but it isn't a straight-up fight. There's a couple of different factors here, like if Death can actually figure out the secret to Kenny's immortality. And that actually leads me right...
from regular snow? Or
no, from Puss in Boots.
Death.
From Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, okay, what they just said there, the secret to Kenny's immortality, is basically my entire argument. Because this entire scenario falls apart after you've seen the Coon trilogy. In the Coon trilogy, we find out that Kenny is... The reason why Kenny is immortal is because his parents attended a cult for Cthulhu, and at one point, his mom was cursed to give birth to Kenny, and anytime that Kenny dies, that she'll magically rebirth him again and again, and he'll presumably age up overnight, and then he just comes back the next day. This is actually, surprisingly, this is backed up by an older episode of South Park, where Kenny's mom, she's pregnant, and like Kenny doesn't want a little brother, so he tries to give her an abortion, as you do. But by the end of the episode, Kenny dies, as usual, and when she finally has the baby, it's Kenny, and they say, this is like the 50th time this has happened. So, it's consistent that this is how Kenny keeps coming back. Now, we see throughout Puss in Boots that Death can blend into the shadows really well, and basically appear out of nowhere whenever he wants. So he would have no problem stalking Kenny, following him home, and like not rousing any suspicion about it, just figuring out the secret to his immortality right there. And we already know that, since we know that Death was around for all of Puss's deaths, so if he's in the South Park universe, I have to imagine he's been around for all of Kenny's deaths before. Which does mean he already knows about his friend group, his living situation, and basically he doesn't even need to do the stalking thing. He would already know about the whole mom thing and just has to kill her, and there's no Kenny. Kenny doesn't come back. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've got.
Would Death even go for her mom?
He really wants to get Kenny, and I don't think we've seen him, like, hesitant about snuffing out, like a life that was too early.
Anyone else to get to Puss.
And she is a pretty terrible mom, so she does kind of have a comment.
Yeah. I have a lot to say on Kenny, surprisingly. This was
let's fucking hear it.
This is my shower thoughts debate over any other one we've done. So, I think the key difference between the two people that Death is hunting is Puss's 9 lives was a blessing, because he abused the hell out of him and constantly died in reckless ways, like usually off his own fruition or his own clumsiness. While you could argue the same thing for Kenny, sometimes he'll die because of his own clumsiness, usually it's not his fault. And that's why, while Puss's 9 lives are a blessing, I'd say Kenny's is a curse, and it's pretty blatantly stated to be that in South Park. So, the thing with Death needs... Obviously, if Death thinks 9 lives is absurd for someone to have, obviously the ability to constantly come back from death, that's even more absurd. But I don't think Kenny's really abusing his lives in the same way that Puss is, nor do I think that... I think that if not just Kenny himself, the other boys in South Park are going to give Death a really good reason to either just you fuck off or show him that Kenny doesn't really deserve to die. So, that trilogy you were talking about, that has to do with the Necronomicon, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I'll get to that in a sec. But, yeah, you're right that Kenny's reborn via his mother in South Park. But once we get to Fractured But Whole, it's revealed that Mysterion doesn't actually go through all that stuff. He just kind of wakes up in his bed the next day. Obviously, he even if you were to apply the logic, he forgets that he's fucking ages up rapidly. But you could say maybe, I don't know how Death would know that if no one else in the series is aware of it. And as Mysterion, Kenny uses all of his deaths for good, whether it be if they're trying to stop somebody, he can use death as a means of teleportation, like killing himself just so he wakes up in his own bed, or obviously just being the shield. That's pretty much the role that's played throughout all of South Park. Like he's the fucking brunt of the jokes. So not only do I think that nowadays Kenny's death is usually like, well, Kenny doesn't even die anymore. Like that's barely exactly abused anymore.
They sort of ran out of ways to kill Kenny.
Right. I think Mysterion is kind of proof that unlike Puss in Boots, who's using his extra lives like aimlessly, Kenny uses them like with a good intent. Speaking of, I mean, obviously the idea of multiple like infinite lives is absurd. Is Death really gonna just headhunt this fucking low income family kid? Like, Kenny's life is horrible, and the fact that he's using his immortality for good things, like obviously, like yeah, Kenny's kind of a crass kid, but compared to a lot of the other kids in South Park, he's
a lot worse people could have this power.
And he doesn't hunt people just because they're evil, or else Death would be on Jack Horner's ass. Nor do I think he'd hunt. He'd take the life of his mom if he has to kill someone completely, like, peaceful. Not peaceful, but like she hasn't done shit just to get to Kenny. But the big thing that I think they could probably just kick Death's ass.
What?
Is he's not actually Death. Like, first of all, your point about Death seeing all of Kenny's lives, I don't think that's true because there's literally a death in South Park. There's a whole episode where he touches Kenny and he dies because it's like Stan's grandpa wants to kill himself.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't think that would apply. But they face so much worse, and they have like so many people they could call. Whether it's all the other superheroes, get Mint Berry Crunch in here. Stan has that one episode where he summons Satan because he gets addicted to a gacha game. So I think he probably called Satan up.
Oh right, I love that he just has such a chill conversation of Satan in that episode.
I don't think Death has anything that like menacing, like claws cutting wise, like ferociously, that isn't comparable to Man Bear Pig. But I'm so glad you brought up like the Cthulhu, the Necronomicon, because I did some reading up on that before, and there's a specific line taken from H.P. Lovecraft that I believe Death would not be able to kill Kenny even if he wanted to.
Oh.
And the line reads, "That is not dead which can eternal lie, and with strange eons even death may die." So I think Kenny actually, not only does Death probably not want to kill Kenny in the end, I don't think he could.
Wait, so this is like the only an immortal can kill another immortal thing.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't
Cartman's
count
also friends
Death.
with Cthulhu, so...
Well, okay,
Death
we're not
an
gonna
immortal
fucking. They can't get Cthulhu back unless they tear another hole in the fucking those people, those BP oil spill people.
If someone's trying to permanently kill Kenny, I think the boys would.
Well, would Cartman care?
Yes, Kenny's like one of his best. Kenny's like one of the only people.
When Kenny was dying of like a disease, he was just using it to benefit making another Shakey's pizza. He was abusing that.
But this time, Kenny's actually being headhunted by somebody.
Yeah.
True.
You brought so much more than I thought you were going to.
One thing I want to bring up, would Kenny want his like endless cycle of rebirth to end, right? Do you think he would just kind of keel over and let Death kill him?
No, he cares too much about his sister. Like the whole thing.
Yeah,
is
he's like
Mysterion killing himself to help out his family and help out his sister.
So, like, but the scenario does say he's trying to kill Kenny. Can we even say that he's going to give up? Like, I know he gave up on Puss because Puss learned a lesson, but the scenario is saying he's trying to kill Kenny.
But to be fair, he was trying to kill Puss at the start until eventually he was convinced.
What could have made him want to kill Kenny?
I do want to bring up
the idea of infinite lives.
Just the raw idea. I think that idea is enough to push him.
The infinite ideas, and then like damn, I had a thought. Oh yeah, that maybe if his lesson is supposed to be he needs to live for himself and not for his sister and his parents, then he'll probably be like, okay, that's fine. You're like valuing your lives now.
But he also does like the time he's permanently taken out of the series in the movie, he does sacrifice himself. So Death would see that he's willing.
Kenny's one of the best like people. Like, and he's like one of the nicest people.
Yeah.
This was literally any other.
If there's any South Park, if there's any other one, he would totally want to kill them. But Kenny's so nice.
Only other characters like
The
Butters.
only argument.
Yeah, Butters. Butters.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
Butters.
saying the only argument I do.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The argument I do have for Death is Death would probably be willing to kill someone else because Death is just something that happens naturally in the Shrek universe. Like, Death isn't going and killing everybody. So I think
And
that
like,
the fact that
again,
he's willing
like,
to just...
Kenny's mom is not a good mom. She kind of...
And to be fair, Death said himself he wasn't really supposed to kill.
he wasn't supposed to kill Puss. Like, he was doing it early.
He
was doing it way too early.
To kill. He's like, hey, that's cheating. Like, shh, we'll keep it a secret between us.
Yeah, he can do premature death.
So he is. He's willing to somewhat bend the rules.
And I think he would be insulted enough by the idea that Kenny keeps coming back to push him through actually doing it. The problem right now is doing it.
Puss's first impression to Death was he laughs in the face of death. No one has ever scratched him. I'm pretty sure if Kenny just explains the whole, or like someone third party explains the whole curse to Death, then that's a different different thing.
What gets me worried is you bring up Mintberry Crunch, and he straight up said, "Call me again if you need me," and he did defeat Cthulhu single-handedly. Like,
if he's stronger than Cthulhu,
with the power of Mintberry and Crunch, he fucking defeated Cthulhu. And Death is not that tier of a threat. I think I actually have to give it to Kenny. I think I would give it to Kenny.
I think Kenny too.
I'm surprised. I thought I was gonna fucking destroy this one.
Yes, same on the
I didn't think so, actually.
Oh, you always believed in Kenny?
Big fan, Mac. Big fan.
No, I think.
The winner is.
I thought Kenny had this in the bag, actually.
Well, fucking there you go. He did it. He fucking did
I thought
it.
it was just gonna. I thought it was gonna be as simple as Death is immoral, so he can permanently kill Kenny, and Kenny would just let it happen. But I suppose not.
I thought it was gonna be interesting, but I was not sure who was gonna win.
The whole joke about Kenny is that, like, whenever he dies, it's not because of something he himself did. It's usually because someone unfortunately put him in that situation where he just dies, and they're like, "Oh my God, you killed Kenny." That's the whole joke.
Like, he has never abused his immortality.
Yeah,
he has never abused.
Oh my God, Kenny killed himself. That bastard.
Yeah. It's I killed you, bastards.
When he killed himself, it was just to prove a point that like no one would remember. He's like, yeah, the boy.
Try and fucking remember this time.
Why do you?
Well, actually, I think there was this one time where he said, "All right, I'm gonna go to sleep," and then just shoots himself. As
yeah, he was just so tired of it by that point.
Hey, we got another outing with Death, actually.
Yeah. Let me try to. I'm trying to find it. We're trying to find Death's comeback to her.
We got Death versus Kenny uses his own Universe 7 from Dragon Ball.
Universe 7, and Ducko, you're going for Death. So let me read the scenario out. The scenario.
He's going for Universe 7.
And Biffy's got Universe 7. So, Death, from Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, ends up in the Dragon Ball universe, specifically Universe 7. In a franchise where multiple characters die and get revived, he would understandably be peeved that people are just wasting their lives. He would especially have a problem with the gods, with Beerus probably being his main focus because, as he said, I'm not a person. The question is if the residents of Universe 7 can actually survive death, or will death finally bring permanent death in Dragon Ball? I find this matchup rather interesting. Ducko, would you like to start? Death from Puss in Boots! The Last Wish!
Oh, yeah.
Death from Puss in Boots, Ducko!
Come on, Ducko.
Well, okay, so if you die, you're dead.
Thank you, and why do you win? Why do you win?
Okay, right.
Is that it?
That's why he wins.
Okay,
I'm gonna make up some more shit. Don't worry.
But okay.
But can I rebuttal?
Yeah, go ahead. Dragon Ball Universe 7.
Okay, so I'm gonna post an image, and you're gonna see exactly what the next 2 minutes would have been. So if you can just put this on screen, please.
Oh my God.
And, I think the point's been made, really.
Well, you see, okay, so death is inevitable, like taxes or whatever.
The Dragon Balls can wish for immortality.
They can't wish for no taxes, though. I feel like if the IRS went after that, they would be wishing they would.
Counterpoint, Bulma's rich as fuck. She definitely does not pay taxes.
Yeah, that's why she's gonna get audited. Now,
What are you talking about?
Ducko! Talk about Death from Puss in Boots!
Okay, Death from Puss in Boots. Okay, so fucking Goku got hurt by a rock. Okay?
That's
true.
Death got
That is true. He also got hurt. He also got hurt by a bullet.
Now, see, okay,
That's
usually in
The guy
these...
just kind of like shuts down everything, doesn't it? It just
Yeah.
Death comes
Hey,
like,
Nani,
you've been
Nani.
wasting your lives, and Beer just fucking Hakai's.
Hakai.
Well, actually,
Ah!
we see at the end of like the Puss in Boots movie when he like walks through that wave of existence erasure just fine. When it's like it just erases the existence of everybody else.
Existence erasure from with that? What?
I
There
don't
we
think that's
go,
existence
so-
erasure, actually.
So Death from Puss in Boots, he just picks up a
Oh, no,
rock,
that's what I
he
just
throws
heard some
it at
people say.
Goku, and Goku's like,
Why is it existence erasure? Because it erased their bodies?
Ducko, are you doing fucking Peter Griffin right now?
yes.
I'm just trying to help Ducko.
Alright,
I
Ducko,
didn't
you've
know
got
it
my
was-
vote
I
for the
didn't
Peter
know
Griffin
call it
thing.
that.
You already told everybody that he can't kill Kenny.
Ah, but it's okay, it's in Universe 7, they're way weaker.
Okay,
Okay,
could Cthulhu kill Goku? Probably, I think.
Probably not.
Even, like,
What are we
even, like,
talking about
Nick
now?
Stack-
Cthulhu is
like,
not that
like-
strong. Cthulhu is actually not that strong.
So have I won
Depends
this
on
yet?
Cthulhu.
Yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, okay, I think you won, Biffweed. I don't think we even have to spend any more
so
time.
Good at Galaxy.
Yeah, you're so good at the Dragon Ball episodes, Biffweed.
I'm undefeated. I'm just saying, GGM the regular show. I'm losing constantly, but here I'm undefeated.
Fact check, by the
So-
way, it's
Alright.
deconstruction, not erasing. It's
Okay.
deconstructing bodies, not erasing them.
What do we have next?
I'm sorry, Ducko.
This is going to be my entire.
Oh, is it
contribution for
is it
this
Light
entire
versus
session.
Joker?
Yeah, I think it's Light versus
Okay,
Joker.
let me find it. There it is. Okay, so I've got Light Yagami, and Larry, you've got Joker. So, okay, Kira versus Joker. Both get full access to all their contacts' confidants, who can find the other's identity first and enact some type of action upon each other's hearts. Okay, so here's what I got for Light. I don't think it'll be that hard for Light to figure out the identity of the Phantom Thieves, because their first calling card ever went out to an abusive gym teacher at their school, which pretty immediately directs Light towards Shujin Academy. I think Light is going to be pretty skeptical of any of the kids of criminal record, and the talk of the town in the Shujin Academy is Joker. It's like he's like, oh, I don't trust this guy. He got in trouble with that lawsuit, and like obviously he was innocent, but he is seen as a criminal to everyone else. So I think after getting suspicious of Joker, he could eventually start following him around like what Makoto did, and she did eventually figure out that they were the Phantom Thieves by just a little bit of stalking. And you can also like look into the files of Shujin Academy to get their full names if he needs them. He'll have seen their faces by that point by stalking them. I think he'll be able to figure that out because Makoto, she's pretty smart too, but I think Light might be a little above her in terms of like being just like thinking ahead and all that shit. And I think he would be able to come to the idea of stalking and figuring shit out. Or, even better than that, since he's got Misa and the other piece of shit that fucking, I don't need him. Misa can stalk for Light. She can do that so he doesn't have to go out in public. In comparison, it's going to be a lot harder for the Phantom Thieves to get to Light. Because once they set their sights on someone, they can't immediately like change their heart. They can't just go into their palace. They have to learn the target's true name, the location of their palace in comparison to the real world, and like a couple other things that's like a little harder to determine. But those two things are going to be very hard for them to figure out because, like, I'm not sure what the L situation is in this world, so I can't really say how much they would know. But if they have to start from scratch, there's no way they're pulling off that TV stunt that L did to finally locate the area where Light was in, which was a huge move that he had to make. Like, he had to get like access to the public television and everything, like, and he filmed specifically in that one area in Japan so he could locate, and he was gonna put it all around. They can't do that shit. That's just not how they don't have that much pull. And even if they can make it as far as to getting into the metaverse, not only that's gonna take a while. In Persona 5, your shadow self is way stronger depending on how vile and evil you are. In Shido, he was like one of the last palaces that you visit. And he was like one of the hardest. He's like one of the final bosses before you get to the god shit. He was pretty powerful. He is not the same mass murderer as Light. Light is going to have such a powerful shadow in the metaverse. But ultimately, they're not going to get that far. The only change of heart that's happening today is the change between a heart that's beating and one that's not.
Holy shit, dude. Like, okay. Can I just say before Larry's debate, I know you played this game.
Yeah.
But, like, we never talk about Persona, so hearing this debate makes me so happy.
I love Persona 5.
Bro played through this entire game for this episode. I am, like, convinced.
Yeah. I fucking love Persona 5. It's fucking great. But I'm here to kill him. I'm here to kill Joker.
Persona 5, the man.
The man! I'm here to kill the man! Persona 5. So, yeah, that's my light Yagami debate.
Alright. So Joker and the Phantom Thieves, I feel like they would be able to eventually be able to find Light. For one, with them having access to all the contacts and confidants, he actually has plenty of people that can be very useful to him. One who I think is very useful is Futaba. Because you say, like, oh, there's no way they can get on the TV airways, like, to go across the entire country. Well, guess what they did during to give Shido his last card. They literally, Futaba literally hacked all of the TV stations and channels across the entire country to let the entire country know that, like, oh, we're after you, Shido. Like, here's your calling card. We're gonna do that. They can actually do that as well in order to try to track down Light. Not to mention the fact that Futaba, like, literally how Futaba came into association with the Phantom Thieves was hacking into the just placing a bug in their house and actually learning about the Phantom Thief. They can easily do the exact same thing here, but eventually be able to track down who was L from his conversation. Because Light does, like, talk about his plans with with Yuke and
Misa.
So Misa, I forgot their name.
Yeah, it's fine.
They also know Senkinchi from Persona 5 Strikers, who also works with police. So, like, any stuff that, like, the police have found out about Light or Kira, they would also just have access to as well. And as for, like, figuring out that, honestly, I would compare Light to, like, the likes of why am I blanking on his name? I was literally just thinking about his name.
I assume you're thinking of Akechi.
Yeah, Akechi. Yeah. It's actually pretty similar to Akechi in terms of just intelligence and manipulation tactics, and they were able to eventually get overcome him. Like Light and L are known for, like, doing, like, some pretty. Jesus Christ, I'm fumbling over my words.
It's okay.
They're known for doing, like, a lot of manipulation tactics, just, like, really elaborate plans to try to one-up each other. And Joker and the team can do that too. That's exactly what they did to Akechi near the end of Persona 5. They put all this weird heist to fake Joker's death. So maybe they can do something similar to make Light think that he's got Joker, but only to not be able to. Also, if they ever do get inside of, whenever they do get inside of Light's palace, I feel like you said, I do think it would definitely be one of the tougher bosses, given just how much he is killed. But keep in mind, they also literally took out gods capable of merging universes, not once, but, like, twice before. So actually 3 times, actually. So I feel like they would eventually be able to take them out as well. Also, just generally helps, like, in the metaverse, they have, like, masks and like, nicknames for each other, and you need a name and a face in order to use the Death Note. So that's definitely useful to protect their identities with. And yeah, I think that eventually Joker and them will be able to pin him down because literally the entire series they're trying to keep their identities a secret as well, so it's not going to be as easy for Light to be able to track him down.
Okay, so
so on
that
note,
you can go ahead.
Yeah, so on that note, so the reason why Akechi knew who they were for a long ass time. The only reason why he didn't is because he was the mental serial killer, and having the other people inside the palaces would take heat off of him and Shido, so they didn't take care of them right away.
Yeah. And, like, something I wanted to bring up, you brought up the idea that Futaba would do that whole, like, that all around Japan, right? That whole TV thing, that broadcast. Mm-hmm. What L did in that situation was put a decoy there to be killed, and that was proving that Light was in Japan. They can't do that. They can't prove that Kira is in Japan. So if they'd have to, like, set up someone to actually die right there to prove their point. And they're not going to kill somebody just to do that.
They do that one fanboy of the Phantom Thieves.
No.
Yeah, he'll take one. He'll take one.
Take one for the team.
I straight up don't care.
Honor to die for you guys.
He'll take one. He'll take one for the team.
But no, I don't think they're getting near Light.
Also, I feel I'm not sure if Sei is going to give them police clearance. Like the only reason why she gave them police clearance for Joker's case is because she realized that in the grand scheme of things they were just innocent, besides like whatever crime would be invading a palace, but she wouldn't normally give them that sort of
even if she did, like the police were not on it for the Kira case. They were not figuring shit out. Yeah. Like it was all L.
Like I said, there's also Senkichi who also just worked into the police and
like
and
just the police.
They was fairly like uncooperative for the majority of the game, and anytime they wanted police intel, Makoto had to literally sneak behind her back.
Yeah. So I don't even getting the police files. Like, yeah, that's just fruitless. That they don't know any more than they do, really, because the police were like, Light is he's so he's so good at hiding. It took L to do all this mind game shit. And I don't think none of these guys have like Futaba's tech smart.
Remember, L still lost.
Yeah, and L just still lost because eventually you get to some fucking cheating with the Death Note when Rem shows up, and I do have Rem at my disposal because Misa's here. So if it's needed, we can use the Shinigami eyes. Take one for the team, Rem.
Like I said, Futaba. This is how Futaba. Futaba found the fantasies herself. She's able to hack into home, be able to heal conversations inside and given that she pulled that big TV stunt, we know that she has just a large area effect in places that she can go into. Eventually, I feel like she'll be able to find Light's home.
It's not like she's monitoring all of Japan. She's not monitoring.
I guess my only thing is that Joker's going to have to navigate without a single misstep.
Mm-hmm,
and all it's going to take is Ryuji's fat ass mouth.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's how Makoto found out. Ryuji said, "Where are the Phantom Thieves?" And said, "I knew it." Like, did she get it on tape too? Like, she got it. You just have to follow him for a day, and Ryuji's gonna fucking spill it.
I was hoping you wouldn't bring Ryuji.
I think Light's got this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Honestly, Light Yagami.
Yeah.
Sounds like
exactly as planned.
It takes the fucking up one time.
I knew that with Yuji would be a bait of my existence. I was playing maybe I'll just keep overshadowing.
Keep Ryuji in the back. Oh, but that is a fun debate. I do think that's a fun debate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
They just keep taking L's.
We got Yoshi versus Tsuyu. All right.
Already. Yeah, I'm for Yoshi.
Oh, you guys Ribbit, and you're going for Tsuyu.
Yeah. Was there a scenario?
Yes, there is. The scenario is more or less is fittingly a race, or it is referred to as a fun run in the scenario. But it's basically just a race. In the debate's case, both of them have made a little bet on this. So they were both eager
to do.
They were both eager to win. So with stats equal, it will be interesting to see what could happen. Though I feel like the outcome can pretty easy to figure out, but you can have some fun with this. Okay. All right. Who does he think? Who do you think it's easy to figure it out for? Who does he think can fucking stomp?
He left it big.
The profile pick is Tsuyu.
They're thinking Tsuyu's gonna easily win.
Ah.
Show him what for, Adam! Give him the Yoshi special!
Adam, please
Okay,
get one,
well,
please.
Yeah. Okay,
Good luck,
well,
Adam.
obviously I can't pull like faster than life shit because they said stats are equalized, but yeah, I still think Yoshi's definitely got this in the bag because like he's from
You said that for Pepino. Adam.
Shut up. No, this time I mean it. This time I mean it. Okay, but yeah, Yoshi is literally from a series of games that are all about like where the characters are all athletic and agile enough to like traverse through basically obstacle courses. That's what the levels are in their simplest forms. Tsuyu, I don't think we've ever really seen her in that kind of situation. I know she's like, well, she is like a superhero in training, so she's mostly just fighting crime. And I'm sure, because like she has frog abilities, so like I'm not saying, oh yeah, she's not going to be able to like jump over a Goomba or something. But yeah, Yoshi should easily be a lot more experienced in this kind of scenario because he was literally doing this since Mario was a baby. And just in general, he obviously has a lot more abilities, and I know we're kind of 50-50 on bringing in the power-ups, but that definitely doesn't help. But yeah, Yoshi he can eat whatever's in its path, lay eggs, use that to like trip up Tsuyu or give him ammunition against any other obstacles. He can flutter jump to give him extended time in the air. He has options for like actually running faster. Like, I don't know if we're bringing in the Dash Pepper, but that's definitely a good example. He can also just like straight up transform into like helicopters, skis, sleds, all that kind of stuff. And if worse comes to worse, he can also just like encase himself in a giant egg, give himself some extra protection, have him rolling faster. And yeah, I think that kind of covers most of why I think Yoshi should win this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I'll see what you got for Stu.
All right.
Alright, so tricky already because the idea of an obstacle course is really fucking vague.
Yeah, what can we like Wipeout? Yeah. Not fucking Wipeout.
Like I don't know what that entails because like I feel like both are adept in pretty different areas. But
maybe it's like a mix of My Hero and Mario shit, like being flung around.
Yeah, maybe I guess for it to be
there's swamps in there. You do that shit like that.
Okay, well, saying Tsuyu hasn't taken part in obstacle courses is very wrong. There's an entire, like, section of the sports festival arc literally named the obstacle race, and Tsuyu, as compared to, like, most other students, excels, particularly in the tightrope section, but, like, outside of characters who can fucking propel themselves forward with explosions and stuff, Tsuyu does very, very good. In general, Tsuyu is just very well-rounded and, like, incredibly athletic. I think her natural jump is a lot higher than Yoshi's. Yoshi can, like, flutter in the air, which definitely gives him a good level of control, but I've seen Tsuyu jump a lot higher, generally. At least without the aid of stuff like the warp stars and whatnot in the Galaxy games. Power-ups are a little strange one. Yoshi can't use a lot of the power-ups from the other Mario characters can, or at least he usually does not. And I believe the transformations are also a matter of that, and I don't know if he stores them the same way Mario does, but obviously finite, and I don't know if they're going to be in this obstacle course here. Assuming that they are ones that other Mario characters use, I could actually see Tsuyu using them as well, but... and I think that she'd be able to grab them quite quickly, given that I'm pretty sure her tongue can stretch a lot further. Which offers another way of maneuverability. If Yoshi does try to attack Tsuyu, I don't doubt that he would probably be able to kick her ass, but she can secrete a mucus that would paralyze him. So I think it's in his best interest to not touch her. I think if water is involved, Suyu is significantly more in her element in that scenario, and I do know water appears in both series semi-frequently, so that's not out of the question. And most of all, I think she's just smarter. Like Yoshi is quite, I don't want to say codependent, but past the Yoshi's Island games, usually she has Mario kind of guiding him along. He's not a character who's playable on his own very often. So I guess like he's less of a dependent thinker, and also in the Yoshi's Island games, if I recall correctly, they kind of swap between different Yoshis at the end, so it's hard to kind of sprawl all of the experiences that they have to a singular Yoshi in this
in the
case.
Yoshi's Island game, they pass off each level. They pass off from Yoshi to Yoshi.
Yeah.
At least that's the case in DS.
So, while Yoshi probably does have more experience at the end of the day, I think Suyu is a more independent character and probably has like a little bit more used to just like going about things solo overall.
All right.
This is completely irrelevant. Like I was just thinking because you said that Yoshi's not playable in modern games. Just true. Is not even like a factor of the debate. Is the Yoshi in Odyssey? Does that have any dialogue? Because another one in 64 that's like. Oh,
I don't think he is in Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
He's in Odyssey.
I
Is that like the Star Child, the main Yoshi, or does he have no dialogue?
That's a
Mario
good-
possesses him though.
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh yeah, he doesn't even ride him in that one, does he?
Oh no, Yoshi's not even like
Wait,
he just cast as the like a bonus level. This is literally just me being curious.
Yeah.
about Yoshi.
Him turning
64.
him turning into helicopters and shit could be useful for this, I think.
Oh yeah,
I
I
definitely.
will say, I think Yoshi can do the whole using his tongue as a grappling hook faster generally than Sue can. Like in
Mario Galaxy
That'd be cool.
slut. Of course you say that.
I don't. It's definitely not as long of a tongue as Suyu's tongue. Like it's not.
Yeah.
You can't reach as much shit.
I guess it's a pick your poison type of thing.
Yeah. He might be a little quicker to the
Yeah.
point, but she can like get like.
Tongues equalized.
If any
Tongue equalized!
I will totally say if ice gets involved, Suyu's fucked. That's
What are
the
we doing with the?
where Suyu's
What are we
fucked.
doing with the
Yoshi
power-up
doesn't have to worry about
situation?
that. He
I
deals
don't
with
think-
ice physics all the time.
Let me think.
I want to ask.
I think
'cause I
this-
can't really think.
Oh, go ahead, Butter.
I can't really think of a game where Yoshi is actually shown to swim. Like you could probably assume he can, but I
He turns
I'm
into
sure
a
he can
submarine.
cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he can.
He'll
swim.
become
I cannot-
submarine.
Turns into a dolphin.
I think-
I can-
well.
Not to mention
we
there are like some Mario
mermaid.
part of mini games
Two
where he
things to
swims,
contextualize for
flying.
Yoshi, at least in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay.
The transformations though, you have to go through specific doors in Yoshi's
Ah.
Island. I don't think it's something he could willingly do. Also, the power-ups, at least as far as in my opinion, I think the ones in Galaxy should be off the table because they're on distant planets that aren't pretty like they're not the main Star Child Yoshi. But because he's playable in 64, I think the fire. It's not called a fire flower, but it is a fire flower.
It like spits. He can like spit fire, right?
Yeah.
I thought,
It's
I
fire.
thought
He
that
can
was
also just
like,
straight up turn to other characters, I guess, if we go that route.
You can.
I thought it was like
yeah, it's like the cats.
But isn't Yoshi the most
Also-
athletic of the main Mario characters? Wouldn't that hurt?
Yeah.
If he
so I'm
turns
not
into
saying-
Wario, he loses.
Yeah, that would fuck him up. I think he should stick as Yoshi.
Yeah, I don't know if I
He
do.
should
I think
stay as
the only
Yoshi.
But also,
I think Luigi's the only one who could maybe be like
Yeah.
similarly athletic.
Yeah.
I think the ghost
think
pepper
you-
is really good for this, but the thing with the ghost pepper is that once you eat it, you don't actually have like good control over your movements. You just
He's
kind
also
of
on a completely other
are a
planet.
huge beeline.
Yeah.
I will say on the subject of the Yoshis swapping off, though, that's kind of a game-by-game thing, really, because, like, yeah, that's definitely the case in the Yoshi's Island games, but there are games where it's like, you can just play as one Yoshi straight throughout the whole thing. I mean,
No, I'm
if you
saying
switch
the
to
games
another
with
Yoshi...
with the power-ups. The
I
games
also
with the
straight up don't
power-ups,
think it should be a
Yoshi's-
factor for using the
that-
Star Child Yoshi. You should probably
Yeah.
be better
Yeah.
than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we're talking about the game where he has his power-ups, Yoshi's
Okay,
Island,
well, what makes
like, they
the
often-
Star Child Yoshi different from Why can he not?
Well, just
do
experiences.
stuff
Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
we're just talking about
I'm
experience.
saying that the Star Child Yoshi should be able to do anything that the other Yoshis
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, he's got it.
I'm
He's
not-
got
like,
it.
why
I'm not-
are
I'm
you
not-
saying
I'm not-
he?
I'm not saying that he can't do any of this stuff. It's more like just that Yoshi's experiences are a little spread out across an entire species, and as such, Adam's saying Yoshi is more experienced. It probably not to quite the extent
That's
that
true.
he.
But he
initially
might
made
still
out.
have the experience advantage because there is.
Oh, he
so much
does.
of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
So he
But
still
I
does
think-
have that advantage.
But Suyu has been trained specifically to take part in obstacle courses and stuff through courses like classes in
Mario
Yu-Gi-Oh!
games are kind of like like just big obstacle courses. So
What do you
Yoshi,
think? What's the
yeah.
hardest
A lot of
level
the
you'd have to go
challenges
through in
the two are
Yoshi?
literally just
Not Yoshi
yeah.
64, Super Mario 64, because it's in the DS version.
Or the
what's-
Rainbow Ride.
Rainbow Ride?
Yeah, Rainbow Ride's the
Yeah.
hardest level in the game. Yeah.
gee, I don't know.
On
I
the
mean, okay,
codependency thing. Oh, sorry.
I don't
want to
I
interrupt you.
don't know how I didn't mention this. I don't think Yoshi can stick to walls. That's a pretty good piece of maneuverability as well.
I
think his tongue
think
can.
Yeah, he-
Chris Warren.
He can
I
walk
Chris
on.
Warren
his,
could do that.
his tongue can latch on to specific like Yoshi fruits, but it doesn't grab.
Wait, hang on, I
hook
gotta
on
look that up
anything
now.
else.
So you can like walk
Also-
forward like Spider-Man is more what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Also, I don't think that the fruit was real. If I remember, like in Sunshine, the fruit is around the island, not in the store areas, not just out in the wild. I'm not sure
What if
it's just going to be on an obstacle course.
What if Yoshi eats Suyu and she's in an egg for a bit? Get a head start.
That- Ugh, I hate that.
yeah,
What if?
I mean,
what-
if he tries to touch you, so just
Yeah.
create the.
Ah!
Yeah.
I like the idea that he stops you, but he also stops himself, so they're just sitting there.
Ooh, oh, it hurts! Oh, it hurts!
It's really hard to figure this out without a set obstacle course.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
thing.
so hard.
I feel like,
they both-
I feel like it,
Hang on. I
I
looked
feel
it
like
up.
Yeah.
I looked it up. Yoshi can stick to walls in Odyssey. That's one
Okay.
of his abilities.
Yeah. All right.
all right, cool.
Good job,
Okay.
Yoshi. But yeah,
Yeah,
not
that's
having
really
not
nice.
having a set obstacle course is making it so much harder.
Mhm.
they like Ollie said, they both excel in like different. I feel like Yoshi's probably just has ways to like make himself faster. Like, but Suyu can like jump higher. She can
Yeah,
swim
but the-
way
But
faster.
the thing is that
Yoshi can also just
the-
save himself.
The way Yoshi
Uh,
can make himself faster isn't being permitted here, though.
The pepper's on
I
another
mean,
planet.
even if it was permitted, he doesn't have full control when he's running. Like you have a speed boost, but you're like running in a straight line.
Yeah,
Like,
and
you
if
can
it's an
make very
obstacle
small
course, you're not gonna go straight for that long.
Yeah.
Also,
Maybe it should be a fucking
Yeah,
Fall Guy
yeah,
stage.
yeah, look it up.
Maybe we should have them
Some of
fight in a fucking Fall Guy stage. Is what the obstacle course is.
okay.
if it's Fall Guys,
Yeah, let's put them in Fall Guys so we can have something.
what Fall Guys
Like,
stage?
Lily
What's the best
Leapers
one?
Has
What's the best one for this?
Lily Leapers. That's
Lily
so
Leap-
unfair
Oh, that's
to
not
me.
fair. That's not fair.
Also,
Yeah, Lily.
I completely forgot.
wait. Wait,
there's
are we
Mario
giving Yoshi-
Party, which has a bunch of obstacles for Yoshi to go
Yeah.
through.
Oh yeah. That's
I
true.
also remembered Yoshi can just sprout wings and fly as well.
Oh yeah, that's
He has to eat a
nice.
Koopa, I
Eating
thought.
fruit.
Like, that's a specific type of Koopa he has to eat.
Oh yeah.
I think in some games it's
In Smash, it
I
just
don't
happens,
think-
but I
I
don't
don't
think
think
we're
that's
talking about
really-
Smash.
I don't think that's actually true. I
In
think it's
Smash
only when
Bros.
you eat a Paratroopa, that's when it happens in World.
Yeah.
In
you-
Smash
Yeah,
Bros,
no,
it's his final
I-
Smash.
Yeah,
well, no, because
so-
Wing Yoshi is.
I think.
He always has
Yoshi's
to do
appear in
something
other
to get
games.
it. He can't just
See,
sprout wings.
I would like I did it.
He's
for
already a
the
helicopter.
Like a different
Table.
mode in Craft World.
My joke was gonna be whenever we get a Smash Bros character, I'd make a joke about they can just do this like competitive Smash thing to win. Yoshi fucking sucks in Smash. I don't even say anything to him.
Yeah, Yoshi doesn't
Obviously.
need it. He does
Oh,
not
we
need
give him Yoshi
Paratroopa.
Dragon from Smash.
No.
My
why
issue
would
for
we?
My issue for Yoshi is a lot of the advantages he could have do come from him relying on other items that I don't see why they would put that on an obstacle
Yeah,
course
that would
like
be
fruit.
like unfair. To just
You
say,
have
here
time to
Yoshi, have all this
prepare
shit
for your
bullet for
fundraiser,
you.
I guess.
What
I think
what the
And
fuck
if
is
there-
the what the
and
fuck
if
is the
there are-
mechanic's name in My Hero?
Oh, May.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like if she had the fucking fruits or Yoshi had the fruits, and I don't see why Tsuyu wouldn't get Mei or something.
Yeah, she'd help out.
I also just like about the ice thing. I forgot that Tsuyu's new outfit literally helped like counters out that weakness. I forgot about that.
It's hard to figure it out.
I guess one last thing. The Yoshi power-ups that have been mentioned. One of them was like the Firefly. Yeah. That kind of implies that there are enemies of some sort. Not sure of what flavor, but Tsuyu can turn invisible, so she can probably get by them without actually having to engage, while Yoshi would have to.
The Vanish Flower is Luigi's. Haha, Yoshi.
Luigi cap.
It's all the same, like all the power.
I think I'm kind of leaning towards Tsuyu here.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I am leaning towards Tsuyu.
I still feel like Yoshi's generally gonna do better. It's just
you think so?
A matter of
well, with better reach and the fact that Yoshi can't move faster without items, and that was what kind of was keeping him in the like that was kind of his advantage to keeping up with Tsuyu's range.
Legalized thing, which is pretty weird to have in a way.
Like,
yeah.
With the really hard levels in Mario 64 and Yoshi's Island, and there's also Mario Kart, Mario Party. I guess I side with Yoshi. Like I get the argument for both. I just feel like.
Well, a lot of the stages, to be fair, Mario's the one guiding him, so he does have help there.
Yeah, but that's not.
I'm just trying to look at these Galaxy 2 levels again. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Hold on, where is it? Yeah, he needs to specifically lick like a Yoshi flower to do any grappling hook shenanigans in that game.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, even if Mario is guiding him, why would he not? Why would he just forget about that experience?
Yoshi has a bunch of like.
It's not that he forget about the experience. It's just that he wouldn't be able to latch on to. He needs something to latch onto for like something specific to latch onto to use like to swing himself with his tongue.
He hasn't forgotten about these things, but Tsuyu's more in her element because she's doing this on her own, which she does way better.
Oh, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No.
What's Adam trying to say? What's Adam trying to say?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I was just saying again in Odyssey, he can like grapple his tongue and stick to surfaces without needing a specific area or for it.
Without that?
Not swinging, but it is.
He's just sticking to
still,
surfaces.
Yeah.
Now,
like
the
it
one
shows
thing
his tongue
I think will help Yoshi. I'm willing to side with Tsuyu if we're really like no.
Well, I'm uncertain.
But the scenario
really
says
like how this is.
The scenario says they have a little bet and they're eager to win, and like I'm assuming that means they've did some preparation for the obstacle course.
They're eager.
So it's not like Yoshi's coming in completely blind.
It's just that like it's super fucking vague. Like I have no
idea. They should have given us like a set.
Maybe be more specific next time.
Yeah.
Be more specific. Whatever they appreciate.
There's no power up, I would say Tsuyu, but if it's like where both would have an equal advantage, I would say Yoshi. But yeah, I have no idea.
I feel like if it's a bet, I'll give it to Yoshi.
Yeah.
If it's I'll just say Yoshi. I think I'll give it to Yoshi, but it is a confused Yoshi. I'm like not sure.
Yeah, this was very
please.
Very close, honestly. Closer than
Damn it! I got so close.
I'm still.
I had so many people on my side.
I was still on your side.
I apologize, but I need this.
Count the votes then.
Yeah, let's count the votes. Let's count the votes.
Oh wait.
Oh okay. Ducko, what do you say?
Ducko, who do you think wins?
Who do I vote? Who do I think wins? Probably Yoshi.
Okay, so vote for Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi. Biff.
We're including stuff like with preparation. That includes stuff like the wings and the helicopter farm, right?
The helicopter you have to go through.
Are we just saying that they?
Okay, never mind. I concede if Yoshi gets all his power-ups.
Not those two though. The wings you gotta eat a Koopa, and then the one is you gotta go through a door.
Yeah, when there's specific circumstances.
Well,
like
actually, here's another thing.
If it was just them in an obstacle course, I'm still quite confident in my side.
Base, I would say Tsuyu.
But as soon as power-ups come into it, I'm a bit fucked.
Here's the thing, like with power-ups, he needs to be eating a lot of different things, and I don't think he can use them at the same time. So you'd also have to assume that he's carrying them all on himself, as well as enemies on the course for him that get his full arsenal. And I think that's a little bit much to give to Yoshi in this case. Like, maybe some of the fruits, but I wouldn't give him, like, wings and stuff, because that's just enemies. And Very
and like
non-standard.
and like Ollie said, like even if we do like spread powers across the course, there's nothing stopping Suyu from also using them.
Well, I could argue that she wouldn't be able to because Mario
We just got sucked right back into it.
Who wins?
Just vote.
Right, so I'm taking Suyu.
All right, that's one for Suyu, one for Yoshi.
I'm starting with Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Okay, two.
I'll
Butter.
go with Suyu.
Suyu. Okay. 2 and 2. Butter.
Suyu.
Okay.
I'm also Suyu.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it doesn't even matter what I say, so I'll just...
Yeah.
I'll give a vote to I'll give just a vote to Yoshi to make it closer. But yeah,
Right.
Suyu won.
I'm so sorry, Adam.
I'm sorry we teased you for a moment there. I'm sorry about that most of all.
The only reason I would say Suyu is that if there's power-ups or scattered around the obstacle course, there's nothing stopping from Suyu from getting them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
she would also get the power-ups.
Yeah, she would also have access to it and stuff like that.
And the fact
requires
and the fact that she could like just go invisible to avoid enemies while Yoshi would still have to fight them. Like even if it slowed them down just a little bit, that's still.
I promise I'm not doing this to make you lose.
I'm sorry, Adam.
Yeah.
Do you think we have enough for one more?
Scenario is not specific at all.
Yeah.
It really
don't know what we're doing.
The very start of this, though, I thought it was going to be Yoshi winning.
If this is a cheeky ice obstacle course, then we'll give the.
Do we think we got it in us for one more today?
Hi, this is just an editor's thing, post recording. The next episode that we talk about here, Chris McClane versus Monokuma, goes on for nearly half an hour. So we're just gonna upload that sometime randomly during the week after this video. Hope you enjoyed, though. Hey, that one's crazy.